What's up, everybody? How's it going? Good afternoon. Uh, Hope everything is going well with everybody out there. We've got episode 15 of Coaster Cafe today. So I think you guys probably all know how this works, but we start talking about coffee, talking about the news in the industry, and there actually is some pretty good news to talk about. So we got news and then trivia after that. And then of course the Q&A at the end. So um yeah, I'm pretty good. How are you guys? How you guys doing? Yeah, we'll just we'll hang out couple minutes here, just let some more people roll in cuz not everybody is here quite yet, it looks like. So, hey, what's up? Hang time thrills, how's it going? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I just shaved it last night, so yep. Just shaved it last night. Just it was getting long, so can't get a haircut right now really from a salon anyway, so quarantine buzz cut indeed. Yep. So yeah, we'll get going in a minute here with like our proper intro and everything. Just wait for a few more people to join in. Hey Anthony. So yeah. I was just getting a good wad of hair. Yeah. I don't like my hair super long. I like it short. And normally I don't do it like this. I mean, normally I go somewhere and like get it styled and everything and just get it cut shorter. But since I can't go to a hair place right now, I just buzzed it. So I'm good. How about you, Theme Park Horizons? How are you doing? No, there's more than 8 people. I have 17 right now. Changes your logo? Nice. Haircut indeed. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna get going now. So actually, technically, I have a couple coffees I'm drinking right now. Um, I have one of the Wendy's iced coffees. They have really good breakfast. They just got breakfast. Hey, Coaster Hour. Yeah, so Wendy's just got breakfast and they have this iced coffee. My wife went and picked some breakfast up earlier, and so I'm sipping on that still. But also in my lightning rod mug here, I'm drinking Aldi brand Guatemalan coffee. It's actually really good. This is like super cheap stuff. It's like $3.99 for this, and this is actually pretty good. I gotta say, I really do like this. So very good. Coaster Hour did a live stream on his channel Thursday night. You missed out on. Yeah, I know. I was bummed I missed that. I wasn't able. I can't remember what I was doing. I was doing something else at the time, and I wasn't able to make that live stream. But anyway, yeah, that's the coffee I'm drinking on, and I think we can talk about the news now. Well, oh, what? Wait, real quick. Do I like Toyota Camrys? All right. My favorite coffee mug. Um, is my favorite coffee mug. Probably I really like the Maverick one. I have mugs I like a lot that aren't coaster related whatsoever. But as far as coaster mugs, I like the Maverick one and the Magnum one I have because it's a smaller one, easier to hold. So, all right. Well, let's talk about the news this week. So, all right, guys, we'll be doing a Q&A later on. The way I do the live stream is I talk about news first, and then I do a trivia portion where I ask you guys 2 trivia questions. After the trivia, we do the Q&A. So that's how I do it in here. But we're gonna talk about the news now. As I've been doing the past couple weeks, I'm just gonna run through the news items. I'm gonna read them off really quick. And then after that, we can discuss whatever we want to discuss about the news. So let's see. Dorney Plan for 2021 coaster and subsequently remove those plans from the meeting that was supposed to happen a couple days ago. Six Flags Magic Mountain Raptor coaster blueprints looks like a near clone of Jersey Devil. It's rumored to be a near clone of Jersey Devil. Plans were approved in early March, but blueprints have come to light for that Magic Mountain coaster. Apex Parks has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Laurent International Fireworks Festival has been canceled. The Jurassic Coaster is still being constructed at Islands of Adventure despite the current situation. Colmartin has canceled plans to reopen over the weekend, apparently. Taiwan theme parks are limited to 50% capacity. The Regina wooden coaster, that Intamin wooden coaster that was at Tobu Zoo, is listed as sold. That ride closed in August 2019. We don't know what's happening with that ride, but it's listed as sold. Energylandia's Viking coaster, which is an SBF Wild Mouse, is for sale. So Cedar Fair is extending all 2020 season passes through all of 2021. I'm sure you guys heard that. SeaWorld is giving $7 million worth of stock awards over the next 2 years to like CEOs and other high up company workers, like CEOs and executives and stuff like that, if they stay until 2022. So over the next 2 years, they'll get $7 million worth of stock awards. And then liens have also been filed against SeaWorld over unpaid construction work worth $225,000. So they haven't paid a construction company for their work yet, but they are giving millions of dollars worth of stock awards to their CEOs. And also, I wanted to end the news list on a very positive note. I like to do that. A buyer seems to be very imminent for Indiana Beach, and there has been quite a bit of social media activity the last couple days on Indiana Beach pages on Twitter, Facebook, all of those. They've been a little bit more active, and they've posted some very interesting cryptic things. But a buyer does seem to be very imminent. There's a Monday suggestion on the social media page that says we'll see you Monday. So we'll see what we hear on Monday. So yeah. Coaster Hour, I agree. I think SeaWorld, I'm worried about SeaWorld. I don't think they're gonna last as is. I think things are gonna be changing within the company and probably a lot of the chains, but SeaWorld very well could be most affected by this. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? What's going to happen with SeaWorld? I mean, give me your educated guesses, like good educated guesses about what you think might happen with SeaWorld. The whole company's not going to go under. The company might get sold. It might get changed. It might merge with somebody. Certain parks may get sold off, but give me your educated guesses on like what you think might happen with the SeaWorld company and the parks in general. Oh, I did miss that Coaster Hour. Thank you. I failed to mention that Cedar Fair cut half of their 2021 capital projects budget. So basically, it sounds like the 2020 editions that have already been purchased and placed, since we're probably not really getting much of a 2020 season, if a 2020 season at all, the 2020 editions are going to be 2021 editions now. And then the budget for 2022, basically, it means we're going to be getting less stuff in 2022. And I could also see that going into 2023 as well. I think it'll be at least a few years till things start to pick back up. But yeah, Cedar Fair cut their budget very significantly, which is no surprise at all. But yeah, there were those interesting Dorney plans. It looked like it was yeah, Cedar Point is probably still getting their 2021 coaster. I think Cedar Point's getting a coaster in 2021, and I think they're still going to get that absolutely. It's the flagship park. They're just going to keep investing into that, even if times aren't that great. They're still going to invest in that park. So whether you agree with it or not, but that's how it's going to be. You know, just like Magic Mountain, they'll still invest into Magic Mountain, you know. But anyway, you know, the news about Dorney Park was quite a big shock. It came out of nowhere. It looked like it was going to be a gravity group shuttle coaster, like Switchback at ZDT, but like almost twice as tall at 106 feet tall on the spike. Um, but they pulled there was supposed to be a meeting with the town hall or whatever, where they discussed that stuff on Thursday, this past Thursday. But right after we found out about the plans, they pulled those plans from the meeting. So I imagine they'll probably push those plans back. I mean, they might still happen in 2021, but they'll probably be pushed back to like 2022. But it looks like Dorney, I would expect Dorney to get a new coaster by 2022. So let's see. Cedar Fair is doing a good job giving unique credits to smaller Cedar Fair parks. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, like I said, they pulled it from the meeting, but I think it'll still happen. But yeah, I do believe it will get delayed to 2022. You know, no surprise at all. Honestly, like none of that is a surprise with what's going on. But it does look like Dorner's getting a new coaster, which thankfully, right? Let's see. Itai says, I really don't want SeaWorld to be bankrupt, but they will hopefully open these new 2020 coasters. If they don't get the attendance they wanted for their parks for Q4, we will see major changes. Yeah. I could even definitely see major changes happening even regardless of what happens, you know, Q4. But I think that will be a big determining factor, though, you know. Okay, well, Coaster Lover, here's the thing. Yeah, Six Flags and SeaWorld. Okay. Six Flags stocks have tanked ridiculous. I haven't checked them over the past couple weeks, to be fair, but I heard that they're rising back up a little bit. I don't know if that's still the case. That was like over a week ago, but you know, Six Flags stocks went way down before this pandemic, like a couple months before the pandemic even was a thing. And once we got hit with the pandemic, the stocks just tanked even more. And I saw them as low as $9 a stock, whereas less than a year ago, Six Flags was at like over $40 a stock, like around $45. That's huge. But it sounds like they're not going to go bankrupt anytime soon. It sounds like, you know, even if they don't open up at all this year, they're still going to be able to weather the storm. They're going to take a hit for sure, just like anybody is, but I think they'll be fine. The thing is with SeaWorld, they're putting so much money into their parks, and they can't keep a CEO for more than 5 months. Things just don't seem good within the company. So, and with all the money they're putting into the parks, I don't know. Might not be good for them. Excuse me. Yeah, both are in worrisome situations. I agree. Definitely. What else we got? SeaWorld is probably going to do deals and extend passes like Six Flags and Cedar Fair. I would think they would follow suit with that. That'd probably be the smart thing for them to do. Definitely. Let's see. I heard that Jersey Devil has to stop construction until this is all over. I'm not sure how true that is, but they have still been working on Jersey Devil, even as recently as a couple days ago. I mean, yesterday I saw a construction update for it. So as far as I know, they are still working on it, at least as recently as like 2 days ago. So what about Busch Gardens? Busch Gardens is part of SeaWorld. Busch Gardens is tied in to SeaWorld Entertainment. It's all the same chain. So Oh yeah, there's also the Six Flags St. Louis Raptor rumor. I hope that rumor is true. Um, I certainly hope so. They need something. They could really use that Raptor. Um, I could see them holding off till 2022 to put it in, but I certainly hope they get it for sure. I saw the blueprints, the supposed leaked blueprints for it. Okay, Coaster Hour says he thinks it's fake. It might be. I hope not, but it could be. I really don't know. But the blueprints that I did see, it I couldn't tell. It didn't really look like a clone of uh Wonder Woman and Railblazer. Maybe I wasn't looking at it right. Maybe it is the same layout, but we don't know if it's true or not, obviously. Yeah, to be fair, a lot of people are predicting a Raptor for Six Flags St. Louis, and they have been for years now. Like at least 2 years, people have been predicting that. Pretty much, that's the trend the past few years. Pretty much any small park, people are predicting is going to get an RMC Raptor because they're perfect for those parks. They're perfect for those kinds of parks. But not every park is going to get one. But every park is rumored to get one. So if let's see if they did at an RMC Raptor, it would be a clone. I definitely agree. I mean, Six Flags St. Louis has all clones. Like that's all their lineup is. Besides like the Boss and Screaming Eagle, their lineup is all clones. Um, so I definitely see the Raptor that Six Flags St. Louis potentially gets as being a clone for sure. That small Raptor model. So Jason, hey, what's up, Jason? He says, when do you think parks will reopen? I heard Six Flags could reopen by June. I'm not predicting when parks are going to open. Nobody has any idea. I'm not even going to start doing that. So let's see. Holiday World, Hershey Park, and Knoebels. I wonder how the pandemic will affect them. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Like parks like Holiday World, Hershey Park, and Knoebels. How do you think those guys are going to handle this? Personally, I think Holiday World and Hershey Park will be fine, but I feel like Knoebels is not properly. They probably don't bring in the kind of money that even like Holiday World does. So I do kind of worry about what's going to happen with Knoebels. So I have actually thought about that. Yeah, I know American Thunder is even a clone. I am aware of that. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like Six Flags St. Louis, um, I mean, that GCI, it's a clone of, like, not many people have ridden that, but still, it technically is a clone. So I've heard it's a great GCI, though. G Money says, just listen to Talking Trimless featuring you. Amazing podcast. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. If none of you guys have listened to that yet, it came out a week ago today, actually. I was on an episode of Talking Trimless with Zach from Theme Park Media and Hunter from Theme Park Hunting, previously known as Coaster Hunting. So go check that out if you haven't yet. It's fun, Talk about a lot of interesting stuff in there. Let's see what 2020 editions are becoming 21 editions. Probably pretty much all of them, to be honest. At least as far as Cedar Fair goes, that's what it sounds like is happening because, like we said, Cedar Fair cut their budget for 2021, which basically means that the 2021 for 2022, there's not going to be as much because 2021's budget is getting cut. If that makes any sense, I don't explain it that well, probably, but that's what's happening, and it sounds like It sounds like pretty much all like the additions are going to become like 2021 editions because they weren't able, even though they were added this year, they weren't able to get the return on those investments. So those are going to be 2021 editions basically. So which makes sense. I completely get it. You know. Hershey Park should be okay as they get direct investment from the Hershey Chocolate Company, which is still producing chocolate food. Yeah, good point. Good point. Thank you for that makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah, I agree. I think Holiday World will be fine. Bose Coaster said, I'm scared for Waldemir. I was really worried about Waldemir too, but here's the thing about Waldemir. Somebody actually just told me, I don't know exactly how true it is or where it came from. Somebody told me though that Waldemir makes $2 million. They make like $5 million a year, $2 million profit, like after everything is paid for and whatnot. So they have $2 million to work with every year, apparently. And I know Waldemir has done very well. They've been doing really well and actually investing into the park and doing a really good job maintaining it and actually investing into it. And they get good business. So hearing that, I feel a little bit better about Waldemir's future. So I think they're fine for right now. They're going to take a hit for sure. I mean, I'm not saying any of these parks are not going to take a hit because everybody absolutely is. But yeah, I think Waldemir is fine. I see some people. Some people seem to think it's not. And I definitely get that, but I've been to Waldemir a lot, and like I said, it's very well run. They invest into that park. They don't put like huge multi-million dollar investments, but they do invest into the park, and they bring in a lot of business, and they do a really good job. And hearing that they apparently make $2 million every year, after everything is paid for, they're doing pretty darn well for a small park, I would say, in my opinion. So, like I said, I think they're fine, at least for right now. Yeah, and Coaster Hour brings up a good point. I do think, as sad as it is, I think some small parks won't survive this. Not There might be a few. We might lose a few parks from this. Trying to stay positive. I mean, hopefully, if we do lose any, it's just like one or two and not like a whole slew of them. But a lot of real small places or ones that are struggling already, this could be the final blow. Six Flags Qiddiya. Oh man. Uh, all right. Six Flags is not going bankrupt. Not they they're not going bankrupt yet. That's all. There's no truth to that. I don't know where you heard that, but right now they're doing okay. I mean, not great, not great, but they're doing okay for right now. All right, we'll do the Q&A in a little bit, guys. All right. All right, guys. Well, that's all the news. I think we pretty much covered everything. But actually, before we move on to the trivia, I'm going to check to the Indiana Beach social media page live right now and see if there's any updates, see if they've posted anything else. Because just a couple days ago, they posted, that Indiana Beach permanently closed banner that they put up in February after they announced they were closing. They reposted that, but they crossed off permanently with an X. So now it just says Indiana Beach closed instead of permanently closed. And then, okay, there's nothing new, but I did see this last night. They posted like a Wheel of Fortune thing, and there's like the Indiana Beach crow on there. And they posted on here, it looks like the first secret has been revealed. The scurvy sky rat at IBC Crow is busy on a Friday night. Have a great weekend and stay safe. And there's a hashtag that says see you Monday. But if you fill in the letters on the Wheel of Fortune thing, it actually it spells Crow is back, tell a friend. So, and the see you Monday hashtag, it looks like we're gonna get some kind of announcement or another clue or something on Monday. So do I think Cedar Fair will open a dry park in Texas? No. Nobody's opening a park right now. I mean, maybe some companies will acquire parks for a really good price potentially in the next year, but no, I don't see it happening. But yeah, as somebody mentioned, they could operate year round though if they did do that. So maybe they would see it as being worth it. I don't know. Yeah, Coaster Hour pointed out, and I do remember watching this video as well. Amusement Insiders made a few videos. Believe that he implied that Six Flags would go bankrupt in 2024. I think that's where the idea is coming from. Yeah, he said that potentially they could go bankrupt, but it wouldn't be till like around 2024 if it happens. But they do still have, a few years yet to try to turn everything around. So hopefully that happens. All right. See you, Jason. Thanks for joining. We don't know who bought Indiana Beach. We have no idea. No word on who actually bought them. So yeah, Fun Spot actually came out, a month or so ago when it was rumored that Fun Spot was looking at the park. They apparently they were looking at some things, but they did not buy the park. So that could have changed. I mean, they could have changed their minds and like gotten a better deal or decided it was worth investing in or something. So it could still potentially be Fun Spot, but they did not buy them about a month ago. They said that they weren't going to buy them. So, all right, we're going to do trivia now. Are you guys ready for trivia? You guys ready? Yeah, I think Fun Spot would do great with Indiana Beach. I do think they would be a good operator of that park for sure. All right. Trivia. Here we go. And as I've been doing as well, so you guys can kind of follow along a little bit. After the answer is revealed, I'll send you guys like links to like things about the coaster, like the RCDB page, or like the park coaster or an article about whatever we're talking about or just anything that might pertain to it. I'll send you guys links in the chat that you can click on and like read a little bit about the rides. So here we go. Okay. What inverted coaster was originally supposed to be a huge hyper invert originally? So there was an inverted coaster that was supposed to be a hyper inverted coaster in its original plans. Odyssey, correct. We two people got it right away. Rings of Earth and then Coaster Lover. Odyssey at Fantasy Island in the UK. So I will send you a link to Odyssey and also to. I knew people were gonna guess Alpengeist. I knew they were because it's so close to 200 feet. But yeah, there's a couple. There's the RCDB page for Odyssey at Fantasy Island in the UK. And then here is an article about how it was originally supposed to be over 200, and it was going to be huge. So Odyssey, which was originally, excuse me, Odyssey, which was originally called Jubilee Odyssey at Fantasy Island in the UK, is It's still a huge Vekoma SLC, but it was originally planned to be 265 feet tall. You heard me right. 265 feet tall with a 200-foot vertical loop. Um, even at that would have been the tallest inversion in the world. Um, that's insane. Um, it also would have been the longest and fastest inverted coaster. The planning permission was not received for that version of the ride, though. Ultimately, this SLC, this Vekoma SLC, did open in 2002, but it stands at 167 feet tall, which is still huge. That's the same height as Banshee. It has a 141-foot drop. It reaches 62 miles per hour, has 5 inversions, a 60-degree drop, and 2,924 feet of track. So if you go to that link that is in the chat there on the website Island Quest, there's a thing there that talks about, it's like the second thing down on that page. It says 265-foot suspended looping coaster. That's insane. I mean, imagine a Vekoma SLC 265 feet tall. I mean, as it is now, it's still a huge SLC at 167 feet tall and a 141-foot drop. It's still huge and it looks really cool. If you guys have never seen this ride, it was repainted like 5 years or so ago, 5 to 7 years ago, and it has a really cool color scheme. It looks beautiful, has a really cool layout, and some really big inversions. It's actually pretty cool looking. But just imagine, I mean, 265 feet tall. It would have been, at the time, one of the tallest coasters in the world. I mean, it still would have been one of the tallest coasters in the world, honestly, like top 15. So Vekoma STC at King's Dominion, that'd be awesome. Put that where Volcano was for sure. Yeah. Other than the clones, the SLCs are good. Yeah, this one definitely looks really good. So yeah, true. It was built and opened when the original Coaster Wars were still going on. Yes. So, things were really heating up then. All right. So that's Odyssey at Fantasy Island. It was called Jubilee Odyssey when it first opened from 2002 until between 2011 and 2013. And then it was changed to just Odyssey. So, all right. The next question is something that's pretty difficult, I think. You guys ready for this? Okay. What is the standing but not operating coaster built in Indiana in 1970 that never operated? So it's a coaster that apparently is still standing but not operating. It was built in 1970. It never operated for the public. A couple people have ridden it, according to the RCDB page, but it's never operated for the public. Never been open, but it was built in 1970 in Indiana. Let me know what coaster that is. I will tell you guys, it's not even at an amusement park. Like it's not even an amusement park in any way, shape, or form. It's just like at a park somewhere. So AR7 says, I don't know the name, but I know the coaster. Man, you gotta have the name. Toboggan, yes. What the heck has the answer? It is Toboggan. So Toboggan at Bendix Woods County Park in New Carlisle, Indiana. It was, like I said, it was built in 1970. So I'm just going to read this excerpt from the RCDB page. And actually, I'll send you guys the link right now. So there's a link to the RCDB page. And this ride is really cool looking. It's just like in the woods. It's just like a track that's really low to the ground. It just hugs the ground basically, and it goes through the woods. So RCDB says, The story on this roller coaster is a bit of a mystery. So far, the only history has been provided by the director of county parks. That director says back in 1970, the park director at the time, Billy Hankins, and the park board president, Robert Fishgrund, decided it would be a great idea to install an all-season toboggan run on rails. When it was just about ready to be open to the public, the two of them took a trail run and fell off, taking quite a tumble. They decided it was too dangerous and the toboggan never opened to the public. So, there's honestly not really much else to say about the ride. Um, it is what it is. I mean, okay, somebody says Rings of Earth says standing but not operating until 2016 and then demolished. So they demolished this ride, is what you're telling me? I'm just going off of RCDB, and RCDB, according to that page, it's still standing but not operating. So yeah, so weird how rides like that are just, kind of built on a whim. And then when all is said and done, it's just like, oh, wait, that's not safe. And it just sits there. The profiling on that track is pretty janky looking. It's pretty wild. It's probably been warped, over the course of 50 years. I mean, 50 years old at this point. It's probably been warped over time, just sitting there. But pretty interesting. Oh, he was asking his own question. Yeah, that's not how this works. And you didn't give us any. Oh, that would be Big Dipper. Anyway, oh, Twist Coaster Robin. Okay. Yeah, it does. It does remind you of Orphan Rocker for sure. I know Orphan Rocker has a much storied and more well known history. Um, which there's still a lot of details we don't know about that, but we do know a lot more than Toboggan. But it is kind of like it does give you a similar kind of vibe. It reminds you of that as well. So yeah, Orphan Rocker looked awesome. I mean, it was crazy. But yeah, that toboggan coaster at Bendix Woods County Park, I mean, it is what it says. It's just, it's a county park. So, all right. Now we are going to open it up to a Q&A. So, you guys have any good questions, go ahead and ask. Try to think of some interesting questions that I can answer for you guys, like, you know, maybe even things non-coaster related, just, good questions, just good, maybe thoughtful questions, just interesting topics that we might not have talked about before. Top Thrill Dragster with an inverted top hat. That'd be pretty sick. Be tallest inversion in the world. Most anticipated park in Asia. Um, there's so many parks that have been popping up in Asia that I'm not really sure exactly what all of them even are. But as far as the ones I'm more familiar with, I would say Nagashima Spa Land. Yeah, just because of Hakuge and Steel Dragon is there. It just has. I mean, Fuji Q looks really good too, but I would say Nagashima Spa Land. Should I eat two pieces of pizza or stop after the four I've had? I would say you should stop after the four. Will RMC make a Giga? Potentially with the Raptor model, I think they could. What's my favorite food and from where? Um, my favorite food. That's a hard question. I love food. I love so many kinds of food. Um, huh. I believe Behemoth is taller, but I know Silver Star is really tall too. Anyway, I really like this Indian restaurant that we went to in Canton, Ohio. It's called Bombay Sitar. I really liked that. So RMC invert, I think they could potentially do their own version of an inverted model. But the thing is, like, I mean, it'd be good for, I guess, if they did like a more budget invert for like smaller parks to get, maybe. But like every major park out there already has like a B&M invert, and even some of the smaller ones have a B&M invert. So I don't know if that would, if there would really be much of a place for that in the market. Silver Star, okay. Coaster Hour says, what other hobbies do you have outside of coasters? Um, Thanks for asking. I play guitar and I love music. Um, that's basically it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the most exciting person. I don't have a whole lot of hobbies. So I watch YouTube videos a lot, not just coaster videos, but other things as well. Mostly coasters, but yeah, I play guitar and I love music. Different kinds of music. So what fast food restaurant would I want put in at my favorite parks? Um, Culver's. Culver's is really good. So, or Bojangles. Yes. Hey, what's up, Ethan? Inverted Raptor. Oh man, that'd be crazy. What if B&M made a wooden stand up? Sounds awful. All right, see you, Meg. Have a good one. Thanks for joining. Will Vacoma build above 300 feet? I have faith in them. I think they could do it, but I don't see any parks buying that. So, no. Top 5 favorite things to do in quarantine. Watch The Office. Work on videos, listen to music, play guitar, eat. Would you go to an amusement park with no kiddie rides or decorations, just dozens of Cedar Point class roller coasters? Yeah, I would. Um, I don't know how successful that park would be. I mean, the lines might just be crazy because that's the only thing there. But I mean, certainly, yeah, I would go if they just had dozens of world class roller coasters. Sure, yeah. It would seem really lifeless because it would be, but I guess I would go. I mean, why wouldn't I? Oh, good question. Favorite concert I've ever been to. Um, Probably the first time I saw my favorite band Trivium live back in 2012. I saw them on February 13th, 2012, live for the first time. And I've seen them live twice since then. I've seen them in 2013 and 2018. Um, but yeah, that's probably the Trivium co-headlined with a band called In Flames, which is also a really good band. So I'll say that's my favorite. If I could revive 3 defunct roller coaster manufacturers, what would they be? Aerodynamics, Schwarzkopf, and Togo. I think Togo um could do really good things nowadays. I really think they could. They're a very innovative company. Even though enthusiasts give them flack all the time, they really led the way in a lot of ways. So yeah, Culver's is a little pricier, but they're really good. So What if Ohio opened an In-N-Out burger at Cedar Point? I've never had In-N-Out burger. I've heard great things about it, so I don't know. Oh yeah, Raptor when it first opened, Ethan. Raptor broke attendance records for Cedar Point that still have not been broken to this day. So, uh, Raptor lines were huge opening year. That's what I've heard anyway from people that were actually there. So, all right, see you, Mr. Roller Coaster. Yeah, I see there's some buffering going on. What the heck says I would honestly love a park with just roller coasters. I don't care about aesthetics and stuff. I just want roller coasters and big ones. Um, yeah. See, I like a good atmosphere along with the coasters. I think if you literally just had like concrete and coasters, it would just be so boring and lifeless. I mean, the coasters would be great, sure, but you know, it wouldn't be an amusement park. It would just be a coaster park, I guess. I don't know. Den Steel Vengeance. Coaster Daddy, will you do a house tour at 5,000 subs? No, I'm not going to do a house tour. No, nope. I don't know what I'll do for 5,000 subs. Whenever I do get to 5,000, what would you guys like to see? Besides a Q&A. Q&As are just like, I've done those for 500 and 1,000, and I do them all the time in my live streams. So Q&As are just so old at this point. I would need to do something different. So what would you guys like to see whenever I do eventually hit 5,000? What would any good ideas? Togo, yes. So Coaster Hour says Togo is actually still alive, sort of. Okay, I've always wondered about that because I've heard conflicting things. Like they do still have a website, and I actually made a video one point early on in my channel's history talking about Togo's comeback because they had like new concepts online. But I haven't read anything. Like, do they just make parts now? Do you have any info about that? Let me know more about that for sure. And they were even based in Ohio, at least at one point. Togo was based in Ohio, which is crazy. So, like, they had some kind of manufacturing facility or something like that in Ohio. Let's see. What the heck says all I need is food, drinks, bathrooms, and roller coasters. You could paint them flat black for all I care. All right. Well, that's fine then, I guess. I certainly wouldn't be a big fan of that, but yeah. Yeah, definitely. Togo's rides in Japan look fantastic. They look like really solid rides for sure. Did I know Raptor has the first ever Cobra roll? It's actually not the first Cobra roll. It's the first Cobra roll on an inverted coaster. There were many boomerangs built before that which have Cobra rolls, so it was by no means the first Cobra roll. First on an inverted coaster, yes. I think probably the first one on any coaster besides a boomerang. Foot camp for 5,000. No, I would say if those parks open at all this year, if they do, those new coasters will open, I think. But they'll still be heavily advertising them and promoting them in 2021 though. Let's see. I'd like a good atmosphere too, but my ideal would make it cheaper to go to. That's why I mention it. Would it though? I mean, if you literally had dozens of coasters, like you said, if you had dozens of world class coasters, That's a lot of money. So would it make it cheaper? Maybe a little bit. I don't know. All right. Coaster Lover says perhaps a giveaway. Okay. Good suggestion. I'll keep that in mind. Uh, Coaster Daddy, you should do a coaster meme review. Okay. Maybe I'll do that for 5,000. Coaster meme review. That's a good idea. I like that. Let's see. Start streaming some No Limits or Roller Coaster Tycoon. I've never played No Limits. I streamed Planet Coaster once, and I wouldn't say probably. I'll maybe do it again at some point. We'll see. I'm just not really a gamer person, and I barely ever play any of that stuff anymore. So okay. So I had a good hunch, and Coaster Hour says Togo still supplies parts, but they haven't built anything in a while. Yeah, they haven't built anything since like 2002, I believe, 2001, 2002. So yeah, they haven't built rides in forever, but they do still supply parts. That's good. See, if you can close one Cedar Fair park out of the following Cedar Point, Kings Island, Kings Mini Care ones, none of them. Thank you. um, don't know if if they're capable of still building rides. Yeah, I have no idea. My mom rode King Cobra at Kings Island. She loves Togo stand up coasters. Okay, cool. I would have liked to, experienced one of those. Obviously, the only Togo in North America now is the Big Apple coaster. So, why do you guys want a foot cam? Why do you guys want a foot cam? YouTube, can you not play ads during a freaking live stream? Sorry, Coaster Lover. I don't have any control over where they place the ads. So I have gotten that before too, though, on live streams. I have not been to Ferrari World. I have not been outside of North America. So, nope. Nothing outside of North America. An RMC Giga Terrain Coaster. That would be phenomenal. We can certainly dream because that would be phenomenal. Is it going to happen? No, probably not. Oh yeah, Kumba. Yeah, Coaster Lover said the first Cobra roll other than boomerangs was Kumba. I believe he is right. Yes, I forgot about that. See ya, AR7. Big crapple coaster. All right, you want a left hand cam? Why? Why should they demolish it? I mean, it's doing fine as far as I know. I mean, I don't see why they would demolish it unless you just purely want it over here because you want to conveniently be able to access those rides. Did B&M invent the dive loop? I'm pretty sure, yeah. I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Who would I pick for a celebrity hall pass? Keeping it PG, of course. I don't know if I should answer that. um, Ariana Grande, sure, because she's a great singer, of course. Uh, it would do better in the USA. I don't know. You think so? I mean, maybe it would. I don't know. Anthony says we need major car companies in the US to have a theme park much like Ferrari does with Ferrari World. Yeah, I definitely don't see that happening. It'd certainly be pretty cool though. I feel like the American companies, like, the average car companies wouldn't be able to pull something like that off very well though. Um it'd probably be terrible if they did it. They studied planes to make the dive loop. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Did I have any pets growing up? I had a couple cats, some kittens, a couple dogs that my brother got. Yes. They should build a Honda World theme park. I'd love a coaster where you're riding a 2011 Honda Accord sedan as the cars. That sounds pretty awesome, actually. Yeah. Coaster Hour says, let Dubai have a cool, unique park. The US already has so many good ones. Many people don't appreciate our access to amazing parks as much as they should. Yes. Thank you, Coaster Hour. Thank you for saying that. Yes, I definitely agree. We're definitely very greedy. A lot of American enthusiasts are very greedy, and we have so many amazing parks here. Like you said, just let them have a good, unique park like that. I mean, it's awesome. I'm glad that they have something like that. So, and we have rides that are similar in America. We have rides that are even similar. So, I mean, Sky Rush. There's we have the Strata coasters. Like so many awesome things. Last park I went to was Dollywood in December. So go watch my Dollywood review from yesterday if you haven't actually. Keeping it relatively realistic, what kind of car do you wish you had right now? That's a good question. Not really a car person, but I would want something fairly affordable. Um, that's also economic, like really good on gas mileage. That is also very reliable. Um, Maybe a Honda or a Kia or something like that. I can't give you an exact car. I'm not really sure. Um, I don't know a whole lot about cars, honestly. I mean, I like a lot of cars. Like I see them and I'm like, oh, that's really nice. But I don't have like necessarily one that I would pick over the others. I don't know about that, Anthony. I not sure. Possible. Yeah, Coaster Lover said the dive loop is pretty much a reversed Immelman, which that is true. The Immelman was based off a maneuver done by World War I German pilots. I think Theme Park Crazy or somebody talked about that in a video, which was really interesting. A cord wouldn't be bad at all. Yeah, sure, for sure. Yeah. Let's see. Why is Kentucky Kingdom the only park to purchase the Hyper GTX? Maybe you can make a video about it. I'm Thanks for the video suggestion. Maybe I'll do that. I'll think about it and see what I can come up with. I know that's been talked about quite a bit, and a couple other channels have done a video like that. But maybe I'll try to do like my own spin on that and see how it goes. I certainly would love to see a few more of those for sure. All right, thanks, Coaster Hour. Thank you for joining. Glad you enjoyed it. My dream coaster and where would it go? Intamin prefab to Cedar Point. Yes. Not gonna happen, not realistic, but I would love to see it. So, Lightning Run is pretty good, but nothing special. What the heck, 1,000 says. I've heard that. I mean, I've heard some mixed things about it. I wouldn't go into it expecting like a super world class coaster, but I do think it looks awesome though. Great airtime. Yes, I did hear that, Coaster Lover. I heard it as soon as the news broke like a couple nights ago. Yeah. So very slowly, Ohio's economy is going to start to open back up on May 1st. Very, very slowly, very gradually. Things are going to be a whole lot different. But any idea why Morgan never even double digits when making coasters? Just you mean like no 200-foot coasters? Because I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. Worth a ride if the wait is less than 30 minutes. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I'd wait longer than that if it was my first ride, but yeah. Are prefabricated coasters as reliable as the standard coasters like RMC hybrid, boomerangs, and wooden coasters? Yes, in a way, I would say they're very reliable for sure. Go watch El Toro Ryan's video he did about El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure. He just did that about a week ago. It's a really long, really in-depth video about Intamin prefab coasters. Go check that video out because he goes into a lot of detail about how those rides are made and how they're maintained and whatnot. Wrote it on a Wednesday. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Good day to go to parks for sure. Does that involve schools? I really don't know. I'm not sure. You're saying Morgan has made 9 coasters? Is that what you're saying? I'm still confused about what you were asking before. I mean, I still don't understand the question. Coaster Lover says, I completely agree with our governor. Gradually reopening the economy is the best way to go and ensuring that we don't get a second spike in cases. Yeah, hopefully that does not happen. I'm really worried, honestly, about even about some things opening up, but there are going to be precautions taken nevertheless. So hopefully it works, we can only hope, I guess. Oh, okay, nice. So sounds like you had plenty of time there at Kentucky Kingdom. That's good. Do I think Diamondback will be closed soon? At at Frontier City? I think in the next few years, yeah. If you're talking about the Arrow shuttle loop at Frontier City, yeah. Okay, Anthony, here's the thing. All steel coasters are prefabricated anyway. Steel coasters are prefabricated as it is. It's just that Intamin made those prefabricated wooden coasters, which that technology is really innovative for wooden coasters. Um, but steel coasters already are prefabricated, so all those parks have already ventured to doing that, unless they're building, traditional wooden coasters. See, you rode Storm Chaser 3 times, T3 2 times, Thunder Run 2 times, the rest 1 time. Okay, sounds pretty good. All right. And what do you think of T3? I see you wrote it twice, so maybe you liked it a little bit. Why do you think Morgan has only made as few coasters as they have? I believe they have made 9, but I could be wrong. Well, Morgan they're an offshoot of like Chance Rides, or no, Chance Rides is what they're currently called. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think it was just timing, honestly. I just don't think they had enough time became before they merged with the other company, or however it happened. I guess I don't have a good answer for that. I'm sorry. No, Diamondback at Kings Island is not closing anytime soon. No, no way. There's no reason it would. I mean, B&Ms are super reliable. There's only one B&M coaster that's gone defunct, or two if you count the both sides, which is Dueling Dragons. That's the only B&M coaster that's gone defunct. They have a great track record, super reliable, really safe. Yeah. What the heck says I'm hoping we can start reopening by May 12th, as that's the day I turn 10,000 days old. Okay. All right, real quick, I'm going to plug my merch store again. Like I've mentioned, if you guys haven't checked out my merch store, go ahead and do that because I have tons of stuff available in there, all kinds of stuff, and some things that are super cheap. I tried to make everything as cheap as possible. There's many, many different things in there, clothes, um, clothing, accessories, art, all kinds of stuff. So definitely go check it out. Is Steel Curtain better than Phantom's Revenge? No, no way. I'm sorry, but there's honestly no competition. I'm not trying to crap on Steel Curtain. I mean, it's a good ride. I enjoyed it. It was a fun ride. Um, it does not stack up against Phantom's Revenge. No, Phantom's Revenge is still undeniably the king of Kennywood, in my opinion. So, no doubt. Matthew says, most embarrassing thing you've never told us, GP. I okay. You're confusing me with your wording again. Are you talking about me telling you guys like as a joke? Are you like, or are you asking me the most embarrassing thing a GP has told me? I don't really understand. So buffer. I see buffering. Is Kennywood worth a 10-hour drive? I would say so. I would suggest doing other things. I mean, I wouldn't just drive 10 hours for Kennywood personally, but I would say it's definitely worth checking out. And even if you do only go to Kennywood and maybe just a couple other small things in the area or whatever, I mean, Kennywood's awesome. I love Kennywood. So, do I think? Well, he took his comment away now, but he asked if I think Jersey Devil will be one of the best RMCs. I think it will be. Not like, probably not like top five, but it's going to be pretty darn good. I think. Oh yes, I've heard about Garfield's Nightmare. Yeah, being overhauled back into the old mill. I'm excited to see that. So Robert says Jersey Devil will probably be the best Raptor. I think it has a good chance. Yeah, definitely. I think that'll probably be the case. All right. I'm gonna check. Probably no updates at all, but I'm gonna check Indiana Beaches Facebook page. Yeah, no new updates. All right. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me again for this live stream. It's been fun as usual. And I will see you guys in the next one. So thank you guys all for joining me. Don't forget to check out that episode I was in on Talking Tremulous. It's on Spotify and Apple Music. It's pretty fun. Don't forget to check out my merch store. Lots of cool stuff in there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream or whatever comes first. So you guys have a good one. Stay safe out there. All right. Bye, guys.